Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be giving a first-time reaction and lyrical analysis to the song Hazy Shade of Winter. First, we're going to check out the original by Simon and Garfunkel. Then we'll do the lyrical analysis to try to unpack the meaning, and then dive into a cover of the same song by the Bangles. So for full context, this will be the second song I've ever heard from Simon and Garfunkel. The first, I'm sure you can guess, was The Sound of Silence. So that'll be a new addition to my Simon and Garfunkel knowledge in the form of this song. And this will also be my first time ever hearing the Bangles. So this is going to be a very fresh reaction for you all on several fronts here. But before we do dive in, a massive thank you goes to Adam the Bold for making this generous donation request and the selections for us today. Thank you, my friend. Now, let's jump into it. Oh. Oh, and the bass line. Wait, I really like their voices. Oh, and that melody. Oh, the harmony, nice. Their voices complement each other so well. And I hope this is not like a sacrilege kind of comment to make, but why do I have the feeling like if this style of performance, which I like attribute to being kind of like folk pop maybe, why do I feel like if they pivoted like once or twice from this style, from this specific subgenre, they could make it to flamenco? Does the association at all hold in your mind? I don't know why I feel like if they made a few variations to their rhythmic patterns, they could end up there. Maybe it's in that like light and bright acoustic guitar. So far, so good.
Carry your cup in your hand and look around. These are brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter.
Yeah, I like that melody a lot.
Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say, but if your hopes should pass away, simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around.
I mean, this melody is so nice.
It feels alright. It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time? When I have my memory skips while looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme. Drinking my vodka and lime. I look around, leaves are brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around.
The acoustic movement, I love
There's a
it.
patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown. There's a patch of snow on the ground.
Ah, man, short but sweet. I like this sort of like almost like shuffling effect that I'm hearing when the percussion comes in on the beat. It's like almost like a shaker kind of sound. Um, it's very, I don't know how to say it. I feel like everything in terms of instrumentation on this track was extremely well balanced. So the way that it like comes in, it doesn't like overwhelm the listener with like an extremely forthright beat, because the melody is there. It's already pretty well let's say, captured in the structure of the 4/4. So when the acoustic melody hits all of those rhythmic notes, and then the beat on the one every single time comes as expected, those are more like standard elements. Every part of your attention then goes to the vocal performance and harmonies, as well as just the melodic lines that they're singing, especially into that refrain, the da 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 da, on that hazy shade of winter, that kind of melody. There's something weirdly hopeful about it, but also I know as we, dive into the lyrics in short order here, we're going to uncover some of the double meanings, I think, because this is the kind of song that feels like it's going to be an extremely positive one, and it's not that it's not inherently not positive, to use like was that a double or triple negative? But it's about winter. It's about something that is more dreary. And as we listen, you think of like as we go through the lyrics, you think of like the seasons, right? Winter is often associated with, seasonal affective disorder, people getting sadder and more depressed and staying indoors, and the weather is worse, and it just impacts people's moods, which stands in stark contrast to the summer, which impacts people's moods, but usually for the positive. Granted, people can become more irritable for different reasons in the summer, but you can almost view life as seasonal in this way, where we go through the different stages where things are really bad at one moment and then better in another. Let's go through these lyrics here. But that was a really fun listen. I love their vocals and melody. That, to me, were like the standout components. Here we go. Time, 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 see what's become of me. While I looked around for my possibilities, I was so hard to please. Don't look around. The leaves are brown and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Time, 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 see what's become of me. Anthropomorphizing time and talking directly to it. We move forward always chronologically with time in mind. But look what's happened to me with the passage of time. Maybe I'm worse for wear. And it seems like this person had a lot of like lofty dreams, but didn't actually achieve them in a timely manner. And so now in the later stages in life, in the winter, so to speak, you can see that like the surroundings are more dilapidated and things are coming apart. Here, the Salvation Army Band, down by the riversides, there's bound to be a better ride than what you've got planned. Almost implying that if we're still referring to time as the subject here, almost implying that whatever the Salvation Army's got in store for us is better than what you have in store, because what is inevitable in life, right? Death and taxes. So if that's what you've got planned for me, I think there's something better for me in the life that I'm living. Carry your cup in your hand and look around. Leaves are brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Carry your cup in your hand and look around. It's interesting that the song is speaking to someone, to time. It may be speaking to the royal you, the royal us as well. Almost like this sort of needed acknowledgement of the passage of time, because so much of our lives are spent like running nonstop and potentially just being in survival mode and never really having true time to rest and relax for the self and take it all in and assess where one is at. And then you realize all too late, oh man, the leaves are brown, the sky is that hazy shade of winter. We are in that transition period now between fall and winter, and things are going to be far colder from here on out. And this is just the thing we need to contend with. Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say, but if your hopes should pass away, simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around, the grass is high, the fields are ripe, it's the springtime of my life. And now we're transitioning, right, from that winter into something more hopeful. And it's very appropriate because considering what often the seasons symbolize to us emotionally, hope is usually associated with the spring. Now things are finally heating up again. Flowers begin their journey to blossom. Leaves start to get formed. As we see the fruits of our labor through the harder passage of time in the winter, then that motivates us. And there's a common saying, success breeds success. The better we feel like we're doing, the better we will continue to do, because that momentum builds on itself. Well, I think something similar happens when we start to feel hopeful, because if we lose our hope due to problematic circumstances in the short term, when we start seeing evidence that our hard work is paying off in the long run, that hope actually isn't just hope in isolation and in the mind, but also backed by the evidence that the effort actually panned out the way we would like it to. So it's almost like the hope converts itself into this confidence that now we are in the good times and we're heading to something even better. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Oh, I like those descriptions. Seasons change with the scenery. It's interesting to not word that as the scenery changes with the seasons, right? Almost like I'm putting emphasis on the scenery being the catalyst for the way that the seasons are. Maybe I'm overthinking that part, but it's almost like a bit of like the chicken and the egg. It's kind of my thinking there. Won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time? Funny how my memory skips while looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme. Drinking my vodka and lime, I look around. Leaves are brown now, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around now. Leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown. And we get this repetition. There's a patch of snow on the ground. This section here, I feel like, is really interesting. So acknowledgement again that things are changing, and still all of those changes, not any one change isn't bad in isolation. They actually all serve a larger purpose. And when they're woven together, viewed as a narrative rather than idiosyncratic problematic moments in time or great moments in time, but it's all part of a story of who we are, then we start to see what the actual important things are in our lives rather than being affected by, the changes from moment to moment. We can view ourselves from a more holistic standpoint. So won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time? Again, because so often we're running around, we don't have the time to give to each other, even ourselves. But won't you make that time for me? If it's not convenient now, can you make the time convenient to remember me and who I am and how I'm doing, let's say? And this kind of line here, even though, again, we've been referring to this you, it doesn't have to just be between two people. It can be a conversation with the self. So funny how my memory skips while looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme. So looking back on like all of his old poems and let's say song lyrics he had written out, and his memory is skipping as he's going through these old kind of, I wouldn't call them souvenirs, but these portals into the past. He's skipping into that place in time from where he currently is, but drinking his vodka and lime, realizing that maybe I'm too far removed from actually enacting those things and making those lyrics into an actual song to fulfill a dream of mine. That may be too much reading into the backstory of where the song might be coming from, but at a very high level, the song acknowledges, of course, the changes in our lives, and using the metaphor of seasonality, to kind of show us where we're at and what they actually mean to us. And the thing is, we have to look at it all holistically, because we don't have a winter if we didn't have a spring. We don't have a spring if we didn't have a summer. We don't have a summer if we didn't have a fall. The logic chain goes forward and backwards. Everything, the reason it's labeled that way is because something else is labeled a different way. And altogether, it's the composite look of who we are. So that was a fun one. Let's check out the Bangles cover. Curious to see how they take this. Oh.
See what's become of me.
Whoa, they slowed it down. Whoa. Oh my god. We're rock and rolling right now.
Time, see what's become of me.
I was not expecting that at all.
But I looked around for my possibilities. I
there's
was so hard
that
to
bass.
please. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Here's the Salvation Army band.
Wait, I love the melody, the way it sounds in this context.
It's bound to be a better ride than what you got planned. Carry your cup in your hand. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say, but if your hopes should pass away, simply pretend
Ooh,
that
this
you can
bass.
build them again.
Wow, I love that. It's even, I don't know how to describe this idea, but like even the movement of this melody, it feels like we're climbing up hills and then falling down them again and then ascending higher. And you notice that oscillation, that kind of seasonal cyclical pattern. Even in the composition of this song, the way the dynamics kind of play out resemble the seasons themselves. And man, I was not expecting a rock rendition, but honestly, I feel like this is what we needed to hear.
That's an easy thing to say, but if your hopes should pass away, simply pretend that you can build them again.
That is nice. So nice.
Feels alright. It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry.
And the
Won't you
harmonies.
stop and remember me?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that guitar riff is cooking.
Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm here for it. I absolutely love that cover. I mean, of course, the intensity got notched up when we lent into that rock sound, the heavy drums, the electric guitar that now is taking over the acoustic melody, and the tone on that guitar too, so brilliant. It just works really well, especially with I think there was 4 singers there, all singing very almost like in a cloud formation together, but they're still all singing on pitch. You can hear like they're very true to the original melody, but they kind of flush it out more, and they're able to do so because they have more vocalists. So when we hear that, I don't know, call it like a minor third note, well, they're able to fill out the 1 and the 5 easily because there are just more members there. Because when we're hearing just Simon and Garfunkel doing their harmonies, it's only ever going to be a harmony with 2 points to kind of draw out that interval. So from the perspective of the vocalists, I really like what they did. It's just nice to have a sort of, I guess, choir of voices when you have a song like this that was first written by 2 people and written for 2 people to sing. So that transition went really well. The electric guitar, I think that is like my favorite aspect of what we heard here in the Bangles rendition. Just adds that extra oomph, that extra intensity that was missing from the original. Because in the original song, it's almost like if you slowed it down, it would have been a more somber ballad, actually. The way it played out because of the speed of this track, because I do feel like it's a little bit higher tempo in general, it felt more upbeat, and that folk pop, that sound was more bright, even if the lyrics were still a little bit, I wouldn't say morose, maybe just a tad bit sadly reflective, maybe we can put it. So that's an interesting pairing right there, because you have the sadder lyrics, but then the happier kind of melody and beat overriding it. That juxtaposition works really well, and I think works almost even better in the context of rock. So out of these 2 today, I think I would prefer the Bangles cover, but let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and want to request one yourself, please hit the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.